There are so many stars in the 1500 metres right now. Jakob Ingebrigtsen continues to be incredibly popular. Josh Kerr and Yared Nuguse are still on top of their games. And emerging stars such as Cam Myers are winning some of the biggest races. But the most hotly anticipated matchup in the event right now isn't between any of these. It's the upcoming showdown at the Sound Running Invite between 16-year-old breakout star Sam Ruthe and Olympic champion Cole Hocker. This clash is so big that Nike didn't even have to wait for the result before booking them to headline their biggest meet of the season, the Bowerman Mile at the Pre-Classic in July. So how did we get to this point? How did a 16-year-old from New Zealand become one of the biggest stars in the marquee event in our sport? In this video, we'll break down just how Sam Ruthe has put himself in the conversation with Cole Hocker and analyse whether he has a chance of upsetting the Olympic champion on Saturday. Ruthe burst onto the scene as a 15-year-old, with a string of world age best marks from the 1500 metres to the 3K, culminating in him becoming the youngest person in history to break 4 minutes for the mile, just before his 16th birthday back in March last year. But at that point, he was still a long way off being competitive on the international stage. But starting in November, as the New Zealand summer season begun, Sam Ruthe has been on a tear. He did crazy things at the New Zealand Schools Championships, soloing a 1:46 800 metres and a 3:38 1500 metres as part of a 6-race schedule in that single weekend. From there, the age grade records kept falling, with a 2:17.82 for the 1K on the 4th of January, a 1:45.83 800 metres, where he beat two-time Olympian Sam Tanner on the 17th, and then a stunning 3:53 mile in windy conditions at the Cook's Classic to smash previous phenoms Jakob Ingebrigtsen and Cam Myers' mile PBs at the same age. And then came his trip to America, where the fun really began. After 50 hours of travel, he arrived at the famously fast BU indoor track for the BU Terrier Classic Mile and let rip. Obliterating everything track fans thought they knew about the mile, he ran 3:48.88, putting a quality field featuring multiple Olympians to the sword. And it wasn't just the time he ran, as breathtaking as it was. It was the confidence he showed after doing it. Asked if he had thought he could run that fast, he reasoned that he was in the same shape as 3:49 man Sam Tanner, his training partner, so had expected he could do that on a perfect day. He has expanded on that even more in subsequent days, with he and Tanner suggesting that he can run even faster, and then finally finishing with this brave message for Hocker.
I like going into races just trying to win it. I don't really care who's in the field. It doesn't really mean much to me. Cole Hocker's in this field, but Cole Hocker's just a guy. Like he's not an alien or anything. So yeah, I think I may as well try and beat him, right?
That is some confidence from a 16-year-old. In a sport where athletes often downplay their chances in interviews to avoid embarrassment if things go wrong, Ruthe being open about his goals and how good he thinks he is refreshing to see. So should Cole Hocker, the Olympic champion over 1500 metres, world champion over the 5K, and man with perhaps the best kick in the world, be at all worried? On the face of it, probably not. Hocker seems to have gotten even better in 2026 and is well on the way to establishing himself as the all-round best miler in the world. He has always been very difficult to beat when peaking for championships, but has struggled to maintain a high level throughout the season. This year seems different. He got his biggest win outside of championships at Millrose 2 weeks ago, defeating objectively the greatest 2-mile field ever assembled with ease, breezing past his rivals in the home straight to win in 8:07. Having run the American record over 2K indoors and his fastest ever 1K in recent weeks too, it looks like he is gearing up for a season in which he chases fast times. establishing himself as the successor to the injured Jakob Ingebrigtsen as the alpha of global 1500-metre running. So does Sam Ruthe have any chance of upsetting Hocker at sound running? The obvious answer is no. But look a little closer at their respective levels, and the situation looks much less clear. Ruthe actually has similar levels of speed to Hocker. Hocker just ran a 1K time trial in 2:16.30, then backed that up with a 49.9 split for a 400-metre relay leg. But Ruthe is not far behind. His 2:17.82 1K on the 4th of January was run in more difficult conditions outdoors in New Zealand, with minimal help with pacing. And he also has form of running 49 seconds for the 400 metres after a hard race, finishing off his 6-race extravaganza at the New Zealand Schools Championships with a 49.8 second clocking in the relay. He also closed his 3:48 mile in 27 seconds, a very impressive kick on an indoor track. So Hocker will actually be left with a difficult decision. The rumours are that the pace lights will be set to 3:46 flat at the sound running invite. Now this is a bit of a risk. It is Hocker who wants to run the fast time. Ruth has already run a time so far ahead of anyone else at the same age, and will therefore be focused on doing everything he can to pick up the scalp of the Olympic champion. As such, Hocker would have to be the one to get behind the pacer, and then keep the tempo going after the pacer drops out. And if Ruth does have the strength to follow him, he might then be exposed to the New Zealander's closing speed if he himself has used more energy leading. And if Hocker chooses not to get on the pace and slow the race down to maximise his chances of winning in a kick, then he will just look cowardly, and his reputational damage might not be worth the victory. Furthermore, it's still a risk. In a slower race, Ruth will still be there at the end, and based off how easy he has been making 25-second 200-metre reps look in recent workouts, it's not even a guarantee Hocker gets the win in a last lap burn-up. So, what's my prediction? I think Hocker sticks to the plan and shows his championship mindset and sets off at 3:46 pace, and even kicks down to finish in 3:45. I think Ruth will go with him, showing no fear to finish with another big PB, but ultimately fall just short in the race to the line. But whatever happens in North Carolina, it's going to be an epic race and set us up for an exciting future where these two could go head-to-head all the way through to the Los Angeles Olympics in 2028. Let me know in the comments below who you think will come out on top this weekend. And if you've enjoyed this video, please remember to subscribe to my channel to catch more on these two amazing runners in future. Thanks for watching everyone, and see you in the next one.